The pibgorn is a Welsh species of idioglot reed aerophone. The name translates literally as pipe horn. It is also historically known as cornicyll and pib-corn. It utilises a single reed, cut from elder, a reed like that found in the drone of a bagpipe, which is an early form of the modern clarinet reed. The single-chambered body of the elder pipe has a naturally occurring parallel bore, into which are drilled 6 small finger holes and a thumb hole, giving a diatonic compass of an octave. The body of the instrument is traditionally carved from a single piece of wood or bone. Playable, extant historical examples in the Museum of Welsh Life have bodies cut and shaped of elder. Another unplayable instrument at the museum, possibly of a later date, is made from the leg bone of an unspecified ungulate. Contemporary instruments are turned and bored from a variety of fruitwoods, or exotic hardwoods, or turned from, or molded in plastics. The reed is protected by a reed cap, a stock of cow horn. The bell is shaped from a section of cow horn which serves to amplify the sound. The pibgorn may be attached to a bag, with the additional possibility of a drone, which is then called pib-corn.It, or played directly with the mouth via the reed cap. A double pipe of unknown provenance, dated 1701, held by the Museum of Welsh Life, has caused some controversy as to its possible Welsh or Mediterranean origin. Early history. The pipes in Wales, of which the pibgorn is a class, are mentioned in the laws of Zxsd. The earliest transcription of these dates from 1250 and specify that the king should recognize the status of a pensydd in his service by giving him an appropriate instrument, either harp, crwth, or pipes. In modern Welsh orthography, these 3 instruments are called telyn, crwth, and fabow. Penniarth 20c 1330 states that there are 3 types of wind instrument: organ, a fabow, a churd wygot organ, and pipes and bag music. However, the instrument itself is older than these references, and is part of a pattern of distribution of similar idioglot reed pipes, horn pipes and baghorn pipes throughout Asia, Europe and North Africa that includes the Old British pib-corn, a hornpipe, alberca, argle, boa and others. Early 20th century. The Reverend Meredith Morris of the Gwyn Valley in Pembrokeshire writes in his autobiography in 1910, Mabsantau ni the Oerau Gwylnesaw and Amp C were the red letter days, and a rude merry-making of the village green, the pivot of all that was worth living for in a mundane existence. I do not remember much about the Gwylmabsant and the Gwylnos. I came a quarter of a century too late for those wonderful orgies, but I remember the Neithior with its all-day and all-night rollicking fun. We did not have the crwth, but we had the fiddle, and occasionally the harp, or a homemade degenerate sort of pibgorn. I myself am a tolerable player on the simplified pibgorn. Contemporary use. After a hiatus of 50 years, the pibgorn, alongside instruments such as the crwth, bagpipes, and the triple harp, has witnessed a resurgence in popularity as part of a general revival of interest in Welsh folk music. Some modern instruments play a tempered scale to accommodate fixed-pitch instruments such as guitar, keyboard, and are commonly pitched in D. Historical instruments play in a variety of just scales and pitch. Jonathan Shawland, after measuring and playing the instruments in cooperation with the then Keeper of Instruments, D. Roy Sire, at the Museum of Folk Life in Wales, concluded that the instrument made of bone was no longer playable due to splitting. Of the 2 elder pipes, the shorter instrument gave a 6-finger key note near to F and played a scale close to the Locrian mode. The longer instrument gave a 6-finger key note near to B, F, L80 and an unnamed mode. Shawland noted that the finger hole for the sixth note was shaped differently and was significantly smaller than the rest, and that the flat note was intentional. Contemporary pibgorn makers in Wales include Jonathan Shawland, John Toes, John Glenard, Keith Lewis, Gaffin Morgan, and Gerard Kilbride. In Scotland, Julian Goodacre. In the United States, Alan Keith, Sean Folsom, and Chad Frost. Contemporary repertoire makes use of folk song and hymn tunes adapted to the instrument, manuscript and printed collections of dance music that may be adapted to fit the instrument's compass of an octave, as well as the general oral tradition. Bands like Fernhill, Caelan, Mordecai, Taran, Seth Rifedod, Rygantona, Carreglafar, Crasdant, Callan, and Abba Jabba have incorporated the instrument in the line-up in mixed consort. In the United States, bands Oceans Apart and Mock Pride Airy have done the same. Contemporary players of the instrument in Wales include Jonathan Shawland, Kerry Rhys-Matthews, Stephen Rees, Andy McLaughlin, Hefn Wyn-Jones, Patrick Rhymes, Hugh Roberts, Jem Hammond, Halfwyn Lewis, Gaffin Morgan, ANTWN Owen Hicks, Rodri Smith, Penny Adika, Eva Ryan, Idris Morris Jones, Gerard Kilbride, Mick Thames and Peter Stacey. Players in the United States include John Good, Bill Reese, Sean Folsom, and Chad Frost. Use of pibgorn, bagpipe and baghorn pipes with electronic and digital dance music has been seen in recent years, initially with Kerry Rhys-Matthews collaborating with Johnny Aravar Bennig on a dance mix called Why Pibgorn You Are in 1992, later in the 90s with hip-hop outfit White Iceton on their album Shrug Off Ya Complex, White Affy Triog, Loose Tunes recording for Pop Project, and Weapon X Project. The Mordecais have used drum and bass mixes with pipe music in a live context for a number of years, playing at British festivals. More recently, Celtic and Taran have also combined pibgorn and pipes with drum and bass, dub, and house styles. Kerry Rhys-Matthews has recorded an album of music devoted solely to traditional music on unaccompanied pibgorn and drone called Pibdorns.